Welcome to Stakeholder Viewpoint on Christian Education TV. I am Paul Sylvia.
I am Joseph Ainda Priscilla. Here on Stakeholders Viewpoint, we bring you interaction and interviews with school owners.
Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out.
Our team was present at the Ayondale International Academy Ushafa recently with the director, Mr. Francis Ayonya.
Christian Education TV was also at Vine Kedes International Academy, Phase 4 in Yanya, where the director of the school, Ms. Orete Mitayo, spoke to our team.
Mr. Francis cited the school's achievements in infrastructure and academics for the 2021-2022 academic section.
While Ms. Temitayo expressed gratitude on successful completion of the academic year.
Let's see Mr. Francis' interview as he shared his thoughts.
We give glory to God. He's been faithful. Just like every other academic section, it's not been easy. But God has been so faithful. He's been directing, he's been guiding, and he's been providing. So I will say it has been a good one so far. All right, I think a good one. One, I will say the school, competed in this mathematics and English intelligent quotient. We competed among different schools in FCT, about 200 schools. And we, from this very remote and local place that people never believed, something good would come out of this place. 4 of my kids did wonderfully well. I think we came 4th, we came 8th, 2 bracketed 8th position, 1 came 4th position. Among the bigger schools that you hear, making waves here and there. I think the whole of Buhari Area Council, we were tops. And that's part, God helped us, the uncompleted structure, we were battling with 2-story building. We've been able to roof, plastered, and gone far, at least 90%, completion. So the term has been a good one. Myself was nominated by Department of Quality Assurance as Best Administrator of the Year. Though it was a nomination, but I am believing God that we may scale through. We were just 3 from Buhari Area Council that were nominated, so it was a wonderful one. Yeah, as usual, I will always tell them hard work pays, it does not kill. We need to give out our best, do the best we can, and make sure that the school fees parents are paying is worth it, because the end result is what these kids take home to their parents. And so if they go home and they don't have good grades or performances, parents will not really be happy with the performances of the school. And so when they go home and parents are happy, it's a way of advertising the school also. So we have been doing all these things and believing God that He's going to see us through. I think we are trying to change some of our policies, most especially from admission. We are creating a kind of a forum for slow learners, those with little challenges in catching up with what is being taught in their classes. We are trying to introduce that, and we are trying to look at the curriculum also to see how we can fine-tune it to meet up with what we expect from our children in the school here. So most of these things will be new to both the parents and the kids. And even the dress code, we want to work on it to see that they are completely different from how they used to be. We want to intensify more on speech science. We want to see how they can speak fluently, and so many other things that we're trying to put in place. In fact, it was a shock when we got to know that, or I think it was announced by the Minister of Education, where he authorized that children in all unity schools should be allowed to go home because of the high level of insecurity in FCT. And that boils down or drove down to both the private and other government schools. And so that really frustrated every effort to have a graduation and prize giving day as we used to have. It was not funny because the kids were not happy, The teachers too were not happy because we've spent much in training them, making sure that they have something to present to their parents. So it became a challenge. But we cannot really fight it because it's better to be alive than to host a party and die. And so we needed to talk to these children, let them understand the reason why this party was not, although completely called off, but we now made it look as a walkout kind of party where we had no canopies. Parents came in, the children were prepared, their food, whatever was made available, but you won't stay to listen to these children perform or watch them display what they have learned. So I think that was a major challenge. It was as a result of the high level of insecurity in FCT. So it was for safety reasons. Well, they say security is every man's business. They say when you see something, you say something. The government, to me, are doing the little they can, but it's not enough. FCT is the seat of government. And so where we start having challenges of insecurity in the seat of government, then it means that other states are not safe. And people are no longer safe. And so the primary responsibility of the government is to protect life and property. And so it is their number one duty. So we want them to step up their game. And to me, one thing I've seen, I may not be a security personnel, but what I've seen that is not really okay by me is government divulging their information. These insurgents have informants. And so when there are some security programs or strategies put in place, and before you know it, they're on websites, they're on internet, they're everywhere. These people begin to read in between the lines and know the next line of action the government will take. I will suggest that security should be a sacred thing. The government should plan their things and work out modalities on how to attack these people without them knowing. I think there are still some informants even among them. These things should be looked into so that Nigerians will feel they have a government that is protecting them. I want to appreciate what they've been doing, and I want them to, this should be translated even back home. With the level of insecurity now, summer lessons are distracted. So we have so many schools who may not be organizing these summer lessons. So I think parents should see how they can maybe get the services of home lesson teachers. For me, we're going to do something through our platform. We have some lessons we've prepared that will be sent through the parents platform to enable them coach their children, for those who may not be buoyant enough to get lesson teachers. My students have good notes with them. They should keep going through their notes, make references where necessary, make references to textbooks. The school will be open for them. They can come borrow some of these textbooks from the school library and read at home. Like I said before, now security is everybody's business, and it's good for us to stay alive so that we continue in our next academic section. Tuition fee has been a challenge, not just my school, almost all the schools. Even the government schools who don't collect much still have problems of parents not being able to pay tuition, and sometimes they will tell you the economic challenges. We are all buying from the same market. We are all from Nigeria. Nobody is staying in Ghana and schooling in Nigeria. And so parents, I wish to advise, if you want to train your child, you make adequate arrangements. For instance, September will be a new academic session. September should be an opportunity for parents to go visit their children's schools and see how they can start, scouting for textbooks and paying these things gradually. If you allow everything for you to handle by September, it will be difficult. And this is where parents are not really getting it. They want to wait until September, and when you go to schools by that time, things will be so crowded. Publishers will tell you must pay. The school will tell you must pay their fees because of previous experiences. So I want to advise my parents that they should use this long holiday to visit their schools, see how they can pay to pay for probably the books, see how they can reduce their school fees where necessary, so that by the time they resume fully by September, it will not be too much on the parents. The recommended standards of the school, from teaching to dressing to everything, has to be within the prescribed standards of the school. So ours is just standard. Anything you do below standard is not ours. Well, each school with her own policy, each school with her own ideology, but I think it all boils down to training a Nigerian child. We should see how we'll be a bit firm and lenient at the same time with our parents and with the children also. There are some policies you may implement that will not really go well with the school. It becomes a challenge to the growth of the school. So I want us to be a bit moderate. I want us to be a bit considerate. Let's see how we can train the Nigerian child so that tomorrow we'll all be better for it. That is all I can tell them.
We will now go ahead to see Mr. Mitayo of Vine Kiddos interview.
I'm delighted and I really want to thank God for yet another milestone in the history of Divine Kiddos International Academy. It has always been God, and by His grace we are still standing. My prayer for them is for them to continue to soar higher, and they should pray for success and make God their watchword. As we graduate the 12th ceremony, school has been in existence for 12 years. We started precisely January 9th, 2009. So we are graduating, pupils and students across board in the 12th. We thank God, like I said in my speech, it's a year, with mixed feelings. Amid the fear and the insecurity, education sector is one of the sector that is so important and paramount in our country, Nigeria, because without education we are nowhere. But it breaks my heart when the Ministry of Education just suddenly asks school to close down without even looking at the pros and cons, the adverse effects it will have in the life of these children. I made to understand that in government school about 40 subjects were written in one day. How do you want such in such kind of system? How can students pass? On a good day, even when they read, some of them don't pass. Not to talk of when you make them do 14 subjects in a day just because of insecurity, and it was just suddenly announced that all schools should close down. Is appalling. So I really want the government, the federal government, to look into education with all seriousness. Education is not what we should toil with. We are talking about tomorrow's future, so we shouldn't just treat education sector the way we want. They should learn. They should go and up their game and put in more effort to combat insecurity. To my pupils and students who are going on holiday, the message I want to leave with them is for their parents to take care of them, to be watchful. They don't just even on errand, they should not send their children on errand anyhow. They shouldn't keep late night. Both pupils and students and parents as well should not keep late night, because we can never tell. We don't know who and who is watching us. None of us will be kidnapped. None of us will fall into the hands of these bandits in Jesus' name. But we ourselves have to help ourselves. We don't keep late nights. We don't go to where we are not expected to be. We can just remain in our houses. We don't have anywhere to go, instead of we roaming around or allowing our children to roam around. We are expecting greater things. It is a desire to move higher, and over the years we have been moving from one level of educational pursuits to the other. So our prayers for the next academic session is to soar higher, get more facilities on ground, then pray for more enrollments across board. Divine Kiddies International Academy is the
Okay, viewer, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel,
Like our Facebook page and follow us on our Instagram and Twitter at Freestyle Education.